our next session will be at 11:05. Oh, sorry. My name's Ian. Yeah. Like, so all of you watching it in your bed or I'm gonna fix this, I swear. From the diamond. This should be better. When I'm gonna be able to do this with like 4 candidates. Well, when we get to 7, like I don't know, I'm gonna have to come up with a different one. Well, there's a total of 4 things, so I manage that. But yeah. Then again, everyone else. I was going to go. Yeah, she was. I know, I don't get it.
To answer your question, yes. So make sure you go in. Yeah, so far you're the only one there. I got it. So, how do you feel about the Learning Center? How's that Hey, wait. Here. Oh, we're back to starting here. Would you like to take a seat? Yeah. I know it's a little long. Yeah, let's check the. You should be visible. You're supposed to have analytics. We have a comment section. Comments from
Going to be commented? I'm scared.
Why?
They're really funny.
Okay, well, once you become elected or elected or something, maybe you have to do it more often. I don't know. I don't. Hey everybody, we're gonna get started again with campus, with the faculty of business representatives. So take your seats, please. Is that what I said? No, it is. Faculty representative. Not wrong. Hey everyone, thanks for some of you have been sitting around here for the entire time now. Once again, hey, thanks for showing up at the All Candidates Debate. I thought it was a lot better. It's time for you watching it outside in your kitchen. No, that's the great thing about it. It's 2015. It's 2015. We cannot iterate this. Definitely. All right, so we're just gonna go into the debate for this. You can see that have what Simranjeet Goraya. She lets she informed us what her regrets. She has class. And Preet Bassi and Lavan Hanu. I have. So that's that. So again, we're gonna have one minute, and then we're gonna have 10 seconds to tie it up. After that, we'll get questions. Some questions, and then the audience will be prompted on social media. Hashtag Ask KSA 2015. Let's see and we'll second questions from there as well as from the audience. Sticky notes around. Also, since just to fill up a little more time, would you be okay with being encouraged to follow up questions? Is that okay? Okay. And after that, you'll okay, let's get started.
Next one here. For those who don't know, I'm Ronald. I'm the business faculty. All right. So, please introduce yourself.
I am.
who might not have. So our first question. Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So our first question is, as a business faculty, what kind of resources do you provide to business that will see?
And then, so we do have a lot of things to do that. And not very important. I
You mentioned CSS. What?
yes, I um, so that's probably in addition to people who are but also the ones that are right. So, yeah, I so you do something to get them out that they can also be so so now we are talking about technology. Uh,
Now we'll needs or around the
Any old guy?
one of the things that we still so I'm wondering why our those things so so I'm at the end of longer depends on also get to be however, the problem I also how are we get students and well, also things that just basic for what with personal development and personal experience. So, so yeah, yeah, how to
we heard with the negative do you think is KSA cause oversight? Do you want to expand it, or do you want to look up?
It's only five, maybe five. So I don't want to so in area, getting to I don't want to business and we all get more
Our last question. How would you personally work with staff to support and create positive?
well, I think that you know we have to be present with them. As soon as we get so that uh yeah, uh,
Uh,
uh, every year every year it was the normal so it's important to uh to level and also to be the president of how not only to we are
and it's been if you like other background
everyone but it's all so our general let's find out what find out then your one person getting and letting come out doesn't have whoever you find to send both for them to your country. So
Probably not.
Oh, it's great. It's just you know, my mic is very.
Is it just out?
It's, you know, can hear you. Yeah.
Victoria didn't make it?
No. Here. Okay. I so I'll have to say it again.
Well, then we have No, when you take a picture of Simon, the camera digitally corrects it to a picture of a brick wall. Okay.
Oh my god, can I have a picture of a brick wall? See if I can get yeah,
So what you want?
If you did student times and I did both the serial and
Hey, how's it going? So the mic problem's not fixed. Basically, let me show you something. On this thing called it's called Wirecast.
Yeah.
Basically, the magic thing is that it has to be above -6.
-6.
In this area here, it's always under here. See what I mean? But there's my laptop. The stream, that's why you can hear everybody speaking over here.
Yeah. Some people I mixed up.
Yeah.
Like you're the.
Yeah, it says I didn't want to get a taxi.
When you're. So what did the design do? That's they haven't had it for a year,
I haven't
right?
had it ever.
Ever, okay.
No, our program doesn't really allow for it, which is why I'm the first person actually interested. But I'm on the Student Experience Committee, which is a committee that's composed of all the different programs in the design school. So we representatives from each program that comes in. But the really cool thing about our meetings is that our dean and one of the program coordinators come to all our meetings. So when we want to actually have a change or something, we get to talk to the dean directly. So we've done most of the meetings with the dean in the world, and he's actually really receptive. And so, and there's also not been a Richmond representative for a little while, so even though I'm running really fine, I still want to, the whole school, needs representation.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's So I have faculty support. That's the only reason I'm able to even run at all. Because the faculty like super meeting it, so they're gonna help me. And then, but I just feel like I can actually do a lot more change because I have more. And it's not just me being like, I think this is weird. It's like, no, this is what the entire school is doing.
Thank you, very brave.
Very versatile. Versatile baby man.
I'm sure you'll get that.
So you're with the Runner Kwantlen?
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
Year and a half, but that's for the campus.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm one of our directors, so I do like most of the program stuff. And then another director, she does most of the administration. Yeah. No, we have like contributors, so and they're most Are you saying that you did last year or you like? I actually didn't even know about like the way that KSA works. I just came back before. Yeah. And before when I was here, I was over just like meeting people, not just contributing. Yeah. So pretty young. And then so but the last year when I saw the photo and I had this article, I'm like, couldn't vote. And I heard it like because of my classmates. We're going to vote. We're going to run. We're going. Yeah. So I found out. And a lot of people didn't like that. Yes, we are. So we're shifting out, like we're making a special like election issue, and that should be out on on March. So when you were recorded saying stuff, so we have we ask all of the people the same questions, and then photos with you, and just a little bio and information about you. We don't tell people to vote, we just give them the information. You guys. I was just talking. I've never been on tour or anything. Are you gonna be here the whole time? Most of the time. When are you going? Yeah. Pretty soon. I'm still in the faculty, so we're still in the I think so.
My friend Mark Hamilton.
Get the change.
Right? You can do it. You can do it.
Ready, switching, Windows, update, searching.
Maybe I need to put it through a faster speed.
Faster one.
These are like 2 times, I think. I didn't realize it was on this one.
Was it easy to set up this?
This took me about an hour just to figure it out. It's still live, so everyone can hear what we're saying. But it says, we'll be right back.
Oh wow.
Hello, world.
Can't you?
Yeah, we'll do that. Excellent. Okay. Cool.
On Lucy and Dynasty. About Mark.
Soft pocket person?
Would you do that?
Yeah.
Can I get you to do that? Yeah.
What, like,
If you're a professional photographer, and I would.
no, like, hey, it's just like headshot?
I don't know. Pretty much like me, like there's two ways to go for like Canadian writer headshot. Either looking off in distance and like aloof and super cool,
Okay.
or like super crazy, like super not okay, messed up. I'd like a couple of either.
Okay.
I don't know. I was just thinking
And
about it
like,
because I know
where, like, what?
somewhere pleasing to the eye. Like it literally could be either against here or like some graffiti is like a typical thing, like somewhere some graffiti. It doesn't really matter. I'll figure it out and get back to you if you're down for it. Lee Harvey Oswald was assassinated by the Twin Towers. Thank you. Yeah. I am the Lindenberg baby. Is that a Lindenberg baby? Is that it? I'm the Lindenberg baby. I'm also the baby on the cover of the Nirvana album Nevermind. I was a baby for like 80 years. It's called Button Benjamin disease. What? What are you doing? Kier is being he's suffering random spasms of the arm joints and leg joints. Some would call it dancing. I would call it spasms. It's like speaking in tongues, but for your body. It's really an unfortunate scenario. I'd like to officially say that the runner is surrendering. We're surrendering to the KSA. They beat us, honestly. What am I going to say? They've landed on our shores. We will not fight them in the fields. We will not fight them on the beaches. The runner is dissolved at this point. I'm going to rename it the Connor. Nice, great. I'm hoping all of this is heard by everyone. What else can I say? I was the fifth Beatle. Let's see. Taryn is beautiful and I love her. She's just super cool and great, and everyone should really know that about her. She's really sweet. Pamplemousse. Pamplemousse is the name of a pineapple. He's rather intelligent. I believe he might be there's a bird in the studio. Oh shit, we're gonna get rid of him soon. Sorry for swearing if anyone was listening and offended by that. The bird is gone now. I believe he went into the rafters and that was Mark Stewart. That was Mark Stewart actually. I thought it was a bird, but it was actually our friend and photographer Mark Stewart. We'll be starting up again in a couple of minutes, I think. 3 minutes. I'm getting a signal for about 3 minutes with science and horticulture. Sorry? I'm getting a text now. The text is not readable for the public. It's certainly not PG, nor is it... You want everyone quiet, or...? Rubber baby buggy bumpers, Peter Pickles Peppers. That wasn't, half of those weren't words.
He thrusts his fists against the post and still insists he sees the ghost. Turnips are... Nip turns are... Yeah. Can I get a copy of the runner? Getting Lucky at KPU. Top 5 best places to have sex on the civic campus by Connor Doyle. Yeah, of course I did. It's not. Connor Doyle, Associate Editor. Quick question, where are you reading this? Where are you reading this issue of the Runner? The courtyard? The grassroots? Are seats comfortable and visibility low? Could you make a ruckus and be sure you wouldn't draw half the student body? Yeah, it's tough. Are seats comfortable and is visibility low? Could you make a ruckus and be sure you wouldn't draw half the student body? Does the lighting put you in the mood? Is there something sturdy nearby you can hoist yourself or a partner onto? Listen, if you're in class pretty much anywhere in Cedar Building, then look out! Because those rooms are warm and cozy and just might have hosted at least one lustful couple's vigorous excursion to Bone Town. Bone City. Bone Central. Some of the quieter nooks and crannies of the esteemed institution may well bear witness to sexual acts when there's no one around to notice, but surely some places are more intimate and more appropriate for those kinds of shenanigans than others. All right, we're going to start with the science and horticulture debate coming back. Eric Wershing is the only one available, and Manon has given their regrets. I'm paying myself. Well, I opened it up to the floor, nobody took it. I read it. We'll be back in a sec. Thanks so much. Actually, I don't think I pitched that one to the floor. I just think that we were going to read it at the last second because we needed more Valentine's Day content. It was the only one that I pitched.
All right, everybody. We're going to get started with debates for the candidates for science and horticulture representatives. I believe that's you, Eric. Eric? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hello. Check 1, 2. Hello? Yeah, this is working. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you're going to want to sit right here, probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And when we could probably have to bring the mic up to yourself, just like talk right into it, if you know what I mean.
Does it need to be close?
Well, how loud can you talk there?
Hello. Is that good?
No, that's not good enough. Yeah, you're gonna have to be like probably right there. How's that? Good.
Test. How's that look?
Awesome. So everyone, thanks again for coming to the Runners All Candidates Debate. Round of applause for all y'all just sticking around. Thank you. We're about to go into the debate to do with science and horticulture reps. So there's just one regret that we have to kind of inform you of here. It's Manon Lee. She is in class, and that's why she is not here right now. Yeah. So much like the last session with the business rep, we're gonna kind of do the same thing with Eric here. So I'll tell you the rules again. So Eric, you're gonna have 1 minute for an opening statement, and then at the minute point, our timekeeper Scott, he'll raise his hand. To let you know you have 10 seconds left to complete your question, your answer. And then once we get into the question period, we're going to be taking canned questions that we've prepared ourselves, and as well as questions that we've sifted through social media. You could tweet us at hashtag AskKSA2015. Any of your questions for Eric Wershing. Yes, or we're gonna have sticky notes circulating through the crowd. So if any of you guys have questions for Eric, feel free to write them down. We've got pens, we've got sticky notes, and then pass them over to Yana, and she'll vet them, and then we'll ask. Okay. So Eric, your opening statement.
Sure. So I prepared a statement. I've spent the past year and a half on council and the past year as your VP student life. Through my roles during that time, I've gained knowledge that no future counselors have of how the KSA operates. I feel like I have a duty to use that knowledge to keep pushing the KSA forward and assist my successors in building a stronger KSA to serve all students. Over the past year and a half, I've also built great relations with the Dean of Science and Horticulture. I brought issues to her in the past and seen positive results. I plan to continue to nurture that relationship so I may effectively communicate and resolve issues that are important to science students.
Thank you very much. First question: How would you characterize the role of a science and horticulture rep?
Well, what I've done is I've volunteered to sit on the Science Faculty Council, and I found that to be the most effective forum for actually being in a position to be able to actually make change for science students, because I have relations with the dean, with other faculty members, and they, at least showing up on their level in the professional world, dressing the part and all that, it goes a long way to them listening to my voice and respecting my opinion. So.
Awesome. What kind of resources can you provide to science and horticulture students to enhance their, learning opportunities at KPU?
Learning opportunities. So, when you say learning opportunities, are you referring to like academically or recreationally or all the above?
Yes.
Okay, so as far as all of the above, I think what the KSA is going to do, and if I have anything to say about it, which I will, we're going to continue doing the What is the KSA event series. We did our first round this semester. It went really well. Just giving students the basic knowledge of how, first of all, the KSA runs as a student union and what our role is in the universe at Kwantlen, in the community, and then helping them understand how KPU works so that they know how to even interact with things, because it's pretty daunting when you don't know any of that stuff. Like when I was a first year student, I didn't know anything, got involved with the KSA, I got kind of recruited. I learned all this kind of stuff, and it was very informative for me, and it's made a huge difference for me. So I just want to impart that to everyone else as well.
Are there any questions from the crowd at this point? Anything? Anything from social media? Well, Yana, what do you have?
If elected, would you run for VP of Student Life?
The question is, if elected, would you run for VP of Student Life again at the KSA?
So I've had a really great time this past year. It's been the best job I've ever had, maybe ever will have. It's been a lot of fun. I've learned a heck of a lot. It's enhanced my career potential, my personal potential. I would love to do this job again. We won't know who the next, we won't know for sure who the next council is until the election's over. And during the month of March, I'm going to put some serious looking into who else has put themselves up for the role, and just to make sure that the next VP Student Life is someone who can definitely do the job well, as I think I've done it.
Thank you. The Business and Economics Department have created these economics cafes over the last couple of years, which are basically presentations from professors around the Lower Mainland and, I don't know, maybe beyond, to maybe talk about economic issues and things like that. do you think that you'd be? Do you think there's value in creating a similar event, or a similar kind of series for science and horticulture students? And if so, what would that look like?
Yeah, there's definitely value in that. Not only is it informational, there's a bit of a networking opportunity. The horticulture faculty does already do a branching out career fair, which the KSA has supported. As far as informational kind of stuff, they also do a community movie night, Green Wednesdays. So I'm not certain that there's a void there right now necessarily, but I'm willing to listen to anything science students have to say, and I'd be willing to put in the time and effort. After having my role as VP Student Life, I know the ropes. I know how to put things on. I know what it takes to put on an event of that nature. So I'd be willing to listen. If there's any voids out there, I'd love to fill them.
I believe there was a question in the crowd at all. Was it passed down to Yana? Sure. What is it?
What is your biggest achievement in the past year, and how do you plan to build?
And who is that from?
That was
It's from Heed. Oh, okay. So, what was your biggest achievement in this past year? Oh, okay. I see. Could you read the question one more time, please, Yana?
What is your biggest achievement in the past year, and how do you plan to build?
Yeah. So the question is, what is your biggest achievement of last year, and how do you plan to build on it?
Well, my biggest achievement is actually creating an expectation that there will be an active VP student life doing a job of some sort. When you are in the highest decision-making position, you create the job. You do, as you follow the regulations, you do what is prescribed to you by the society, by council, by the bylaws. But beyond that, you create the position, and I have created an expectation that there will be an active VP student life, and I plan to support any future VP student lives in making sure that every need is met, and working on a strategic plan for growth, which we are already seeing in the club scene.
Now we're just about out of time here, so do you want to make time for a closing statement at all?
Sure. So yeah, just to wrap up, I have knowledge and experience with working with the KSA. That's an asset. I have an exceptional professional relationship with the Faculty of Science and Horticulture, and I enjoy using that knowledge and experience to educate and empower students. There's something really satisfying about going out at Welcome Week and telling a first year 10 things that they would have taken 3 years to figure out on their own. We can definitely improve on our communication strategy to that regard. It's tough to get to students. They're on and off campus. We don't have a residence. But I think as far as my role, I just want to continue doing what I have been doing, and I feel like I've been doing a good job. And I've heard nothing but that from club leaders who I've been interacting with in facilitating their activities and helping them understand our bureaucracy and make their way through it and create that culture on campus, which is still lacking and could still use improvement, I understand, but we're working on it.
Eric Wershing, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for hosting.
Awesome. How's that? Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. In 5 minutes, we're going to do the candidates for community and health and design faculty reps. That's 11:45. And you, watching at home, tweet us your questions. Hashtag AskKSA2015. It's a hoot. It's 2015. Technology,
It's
people.
2015. Cannot say. I would never have known that.
So feel free to take a 5-minute siesta.
Feel about when questions come to Yana, hands them to you, and you say them like.
Yeah, that would look cool.
Just bring it right.
That would look really cool. Yeah.
I mean, it'd be a little like a this just in. Oh, this just in. Breaking news.
We got a question from the audience.
Here, if you want me to move up over here so I can use the mic to ask.
Yeah, if you want to do that. just need to like kind of check out the levels and stuff.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
But just don't lean into it. Just like,
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello. And welcome to the Runner Debate. Keep tweeting us your questions at hashtag AskKSA2015. We want to ask them to our KSA candidates. We need to hold our power to account. Let's keep going. Yay for the KSA. Hello, I'm sitting here and testing the mic and trying to share questions. Yay for debates, yay for student politics.
okay, try now.
Hello. Okay, it's that side. Whatever you think. If you're okay repeating questions, then we can do that. But I figured it might also like save us time and be easier if I'm like sitting closer as well.
Oh yeah.
It's up to you. Whatever you want me to do. It's all good.
Oh no, sit over here. Yeah, so questions come to you, and you can just hand them to here, so we can read them the first time. We don't have to. Yeah, so we don't have to. Can you repeat that? All right, the question for everyone else knows. It's
Yeah.
the mic that's important, so just kind of like a little post-it note.
Yeah.
If you want, you can just post a note like a little smiley face. Thank you, Yana.
Hello. Testing.
We're interviewing Yana here for her.
What are we interviewing me for?
So Yana,
Oh, hey.
this is your third movie with that director. We've really seen a lot of great work from you. The other two were nominated for Oscars, but never picked any up. Do you really believe that this will be the one for you?
It's hard to tell. You
Yeah.
never know
Yeah.
what the Academy's gonna do.
Yeah,
So,
it's volatile. That's how I described them.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. The other two times you were nominated for Best Supporting Actress. This time is your first as a lead. Do you believe that your performance anchored the film, or was it really a team job?
It's always a team job.
It's always, yeah.
I think when there's a cast that comes together and a crew and everything, films are always a team. So
Now we're gonna have to bring it up. We talk about what about that controversial scene? How do you feel about that? That the real one. Very controversial. What's your take on that?
We're gonna start seeing them now.
Oh, we'll have to wrap that up. We'll be back with Yana after the break.
Okay, so we're gonna get started again. Community and health and design. Genesis and
Queer
Alice.
reps, thank you so much.
Cool. Yeah, please take a seat. Right there is fine. Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh, that's great.
Awesome. Okay. And the community and health person.
And
Is Janice D'Souza here? Janice? Yeah, we really do need to.
Do you know who we're talking about? I'll just ask them.
Hello, check. 1, 2. Okay, yeah. You want to try saying something loudly?
hello.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, we could just point at you if need be. All right. Yeah. So for thanks guys for coming to the KSA All Candidates Debate hosted by the Runner, and all of you watching at home. Thanks for sticking around after that 5-minute break. I know how tough commercial breaks can be. Just want to get right back to that riveting program. I mean, this gray wall. Just riveting. Okay. So we're about to go into the segment to do with the community and health and design reps. Janice D'Souza, who was the one candidate for the community and health representative, she is not here, and she did not provide us with a regret. However, Allison Biagi is here, and she is the design rep. Right, and we're going to read the rules again. So Allison, you're going to have 1 minute for your opening statement, and then at the 1 minute mark, timekeeper Scott Books will raise his hand to let you know you have 10 seconds left. After that, we're going to give you a bunch of canned questions that we prepared ourselves. And same thing, at the 1 minute mark, you'll have 10 seconds to answer your question, and then, we'll be able to, as we go on, as you've seen, we will prompt the audience and social media using our hashtag AskKSA2015 to, provide a slew of questions for you to answer. And then, of course, the Post-it notes that we've been circulating around the room, you'll also be able to answer those as well. Sure. I've actually forgotten one up there on the laptop. Connor, could you grab that right there? Yeah. Yep. Thank you. This will be asked.
Okay.
All right, so you have 1 minute for your opening.
Hello, my name is Allison. I'm a second-year student in interior design. I'm just recently back at Kwantlen as of last year. I took a couple years, for the last 5 years, I've been running my own business. Starting last year, I started becoming really involved within committees within the design faculty, and slowly I was getting voluntold to do more things, and I was happy to take on the responsibility. I'm part of a student experience committee in our faculty that has representatives from all the different programs, and so I feel as though it's a really great platform for everyone from the design school to actually communicate what they'd like to see. And it's also especially great because our dean and our program coordinator attend. So when we talk about issues, we actually have the dean right there ready to speak to us and communicate with us, and it's been really productive. So I'm here to move that progress of the design school a little more forward.
What could you tell us about the culture of the design school at KPU?
The culture in the design school is pretty amazing. Everyone's super, super committed. To get into programs, you have to be an extremely hard worker, so everyone that you meet is really grateful to be there, really driven, incredibly creative. And so as a group, we all really want to interact, but because of the heavy course load, we don't necessarily get to. And so we want to bring in the KSA involvement with the Student Experience Committee as well to get everyone to interact a lot more because we're all dying to.
If elected, what can design students that you represent expect from you?
The students can expect essentially what I've already been doing for the last year. I've been really pushing culture for the design school specifically, but now I want to push that culture more into the whole KSA. I know a lot of the other representatives want to do the same thing, but I feel like part of the issue is that a lot of Kwantlen students don't necessarily have ownership of the school. And so I want to give people opportunities to take ownership and to be, to love Kwantlen more because they're actually more involved with it.
What do you think that kind of ownership looks like?
Honestly, it's just giving them spaces and openings to be able to engage with the school and the school community. So by giving them areas where they can actually stay in between classes instead of just wanting to go home right away, or giving them food that might actually taste good. There's a number of different ways of doing it, but I think also just like having yoga in the center atrium and having people be involved might get people slowly more engaged with the school and with the KSA.
So I'm going to ask a question from the audience now. Right now, each campus operates as its own entity. As a KSA campus rep, what would you do to promote campus unity?
Activities such as the one I just mentioned, but also just creating more opportunities for students to give engagement. Okay. So if by providing areas where students can actually just stay and remain within the school, we'll also create opportunities for people to be like, hey, we want to play ping pong, or even just areas to study or areas to lounge that are like a little bit better defined. I think that would be better.
Better question. As a design rep, what do you plan to do to improve the design community?
I really am going to do my best to utilize the student experience to really improve the design community at Kwantlen. As I said, right now, even within the design school, all the different programs are still quite siloed. And with the help of the KSA and help of Kwantlen, I want to bridge not only the design school to the rest of Kwantlen, but also just all the different programs within the design school. So, I mean, I'm not huge on events, but having more events, but also just taking suggestions from students for what they want to see and what they want to improve. We're talking with our program coordinators about actually overlapping courses, especially in first year and second year, because some of the courses that product takes is the same as fashion. So why do we have two separate courses for it? Why don't we overlap them? So those are things that we're looking to change.
Awesome. Yana, have you seen any tweets from social media at our hashtag AskKSA 2015?
Yes, I'm just trying to find it because it disappeared.
Yana's trying to find one.
Kira, what year is it?
Connor Doyle, our associate editor, is asking, what year is it? It's 2015, Connor. It's 2015. Does anybody have any questions from the audience? Does the audience have any questions?
Still 2015?
Eric Wershing asks, is it still 2015? Yes.
Does your watch actually tell the year?
It does tell the day of the week.
Okay. We talk about campus culture all the time, but what does that mean for you?
So the question is, from our social media specialist is, we talk about
We talk about campus culture.
all the time,
What does that mean for you?
but what does that mean for you?
Campus culture for me just means a level of engagement in which people are happy with. It means a culture where people feel safe, feel confident, and feel supported. And I think right now, especially because we haven't had a design representative ever, and we haven't had a Richmond rep in quite a while, I feel as though that's not necessarily an environment that we feel supported, because we do feel a little left out sometimes. So I'd like to bridge that gap and make sure that everyone feels that they have, if they want to have a voice, they can have that opportunity, and that they can have a connection to the school as well as to the design school.
Now, what do you think is lacking in the design department that could that students could benefit from?
What do I think is lacking in the design department? To be honest with you, I think improvements can be made, but I don't think anything's lacking. Our faculty is absolutely unreal. They're so supportive. Anything we want, anything we need, we just have, we can actually walk up to our dean and be like, we have this problem, set a meeting and try and address it. I think the design school, what they are lacking the most is a connection to the KSA, is a lack of connection to the rest of Kwantlen. Even for me to run as council, I had to have a lot of support from the faculty because of our course load. So I just think there's just adjustments to be made.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the KSA could provide to the design faculty? Or, yes.
A lot of support. We're really trying to do a lot of, we're really an active group, and there's a lot of desires and needs and wants that we have that we can address with the dean, but a lot of the time it's just a matter of we feel left out. We're in these two hallways and we just want to be more connected. And so having that bridge with the KSA, because the KSA is so involved in the culture of Kwantlen as a whole, I think will be a really good partnership.
Could you give us examples of what that support would look like from the KSA? What kind of palpable things would you expect from them?
Sure. Well, the KSA, they've already funded quite a few of our events, which has been super helpful because as design students, a lot of us are quite broke, as most students are. And so the funding from the KSA has been really helpful, but also just the amount of information that they've given us. For the Student Experience Committee, the KSA has actually come out at least 3 times to our meetings with our dean to give us suggestions, to give us different avenues of achieving goals that we have, because they have different resources, they have the experience that we don't necessarily have. So I think taking their intellectual resources as well as like some of the financial and adding them to what we already have, like I said, would be really incredible. And I think it's a really great opportunity.
Now, at this time, are there any more questions from our audience members at all on sticky notes? Yana, what do you see? Is there anything on Twitter? It's 2015. Believe it.
So the second part of the other question is how do we create a campus that enables inclusive spaces and opportunities for everyone?
How do we create a campus that creates inclusive spaces and opportunities for everyone? That's the question.
Creating a campus that has inclusive spaces, coming from an interior design background, walking around Kwantlen sometimes, it's easy to tell why people aren't interacting. Like the fact that in an area where people are trying to study, there's lounge chairs that aren't comfortable for you to actually sit and study in is kind of an issue. And so I just think, I don't know, I feel as though, could you repeat the question? Sorry.
So how can we create opportunities that are inclusive and open for everyone?
Okay. So anyway, sorry. So I think by providing spaces that are appropriate to what that space needs to be used for, so just in terms of comfort of what the actual use is going to be for, but also by just creating more spaces. Like right now, if you walk around Richmond, there's so many empty hallways, and that's not exactly encouraging for interaction or for people to stay or for people to even feel that safe a lot of the times. Like if you're, like I know is that in the design school, we stay pretty late, and so once the school's starting to shut down, it's kind of empty and you're walking around on your own. It's not exactly really comforting. So adding spaces that are safe.
I'd like to put out a call just one more time. If there's any other questions from the audience, is there anything? No one? Nothing left? Nothing new? Okay. Before we go to a commercial break here, seriously, do you want to take a minute to make a closing statement at all?
Sure.
Okay.
So going back to the design school and all the new efforts that I've been trying to put in over the last year just to make the design school a better place for all our students, I've really found an opportunity with the KSA to bring that element into the design school and to bring it towards Kwantlen. And I've really, really been committed to it, and I've really been dedicated to it. And I think that it's about time that we got given this opportunity as a school, like as a design school that has been siloed, to come together. Thank you.
Allison Biaga, thanks for being with us today. All right, so now, thanks guys for sticking around. We're gonna take a break for about 30 minutes. We're gonna come back at 12:30, and we're gonna start on a series of campus representatives, and that's gonna start with the candidates for the Surrey campus. Yes. And those of you at home, tweet us your questions. Hashtag AskKSA2015. It's 2015.
It's 2016. Damn it.
Thank you.
snacks outside. Most of the responses are gone. Buy snacks, veggies, and fruit.
You can only vote for the the rep that represents you. Exactly. I have a couple of questions.
Can you have a list of the candidates names for the? Yep. I just need to know the same as well.
Oh, yeah, I'll email it to you right now.
Okay. Thanks.
Where did the other ones that I gave? My mom doesn't need to know. Okay, so these are Surrey. Oops. We don't have a Langley rep, right?
No.
And then what do we, who are we doing
No?
If you have those, you have to follow us.
Yeah. Because there was no Langley. Oh, yeah. 1, 2. Disregard. Disregard me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello. Check. 1, 2. Track. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's good. Moderator. I'm gonna. Oh, right here.
3?
Yeah.
Who's missing?
Dick. I'm gonna. Yeah, Dick.
All right, when you're done with that, hand it back to me.
Yeah.
So Tashi, Abdullah Salam, Scott, Abdul wants to be Abdul.
Yeah,
Abdul Kalan, and Scott. Tashi Baringston.
Hey, Tashi. How do you say your last name?
How do I say it? Okay, that's a challenge on its own. It's Barunsang.
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 I probably won't be saying it, but still. All good. Let me get my questions and stuff. Cool. If you're not doing much drinking, I would take notes on what people are saying, so if you write them down. So if you want that next year, if you want to questions.
Hey everybody, we're just about to get started again with the campus representatives. We're going to start with Surrey. So first of all, is Tashi Barangsang here? Barangsang.
Close. It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Tashi, Abdul Kalam.
Do I come up to
Yeah, please take is Abdul here? Abdul? Okay. Scott, Masa? Scott?
That's heartbreaking.
No Scott?
Looks like we're monoing it.
Alright, no Scott?
Are you running as well?
I'm the moderator.
Moderator, sweet, okay.
No Scott. Okay.
Do you want a sound level?
Sorry?
Do you want a sound level, or are you good?
Dick? Yeah, he's already.
He sends his records.
So hold on.
Very much like the Lannisters, he sends his regards.
Sorry?
Hmm?
Oh, let's see. So when you do talking to Mike, you usually want to talk right into the face of it.
Eat that mic, like right up.
Yes, you can
like this.
Yeah, it's like a,
Great. Is this a good sound level? Do you know?
Is this thing on right now? Is it live?
Yeah. Hello out there in Wonderland. Cool. All yours.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming back after our break. We're about to go through with our next segment of debates, and that is that is on the campus representatives, and we're going to start with the Surrey candidates. Right. So first of all, we're going to just talk about some of the some of the tendencies here. Okay. Abdul Kalan, he is not here. He is a Surrey campus rep candidate. He did not give us any regrets at all. Scott Mossop, also not here. He didn't give us any regrets. And Vikramjit Sagu, he did not give us any regrets. Sorry, he did give us regrets. Yeah, he had an emergency family issue. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get started here. Let's talk about the rules. Mm-hmm. So as you know, you're going to have 1 minute for your opening statement. And at the 1 minute point, timekeeper Scott Books, he will raise his hand to let you know you have 10 seconds left. And then, that'll be that. And once then we're going to start with some canned questions that you will then answer. You'll have a minute at the 1 minute point. Scott will raise his hand for your last 10 seconds. And then we'll be able to, we'll also prompt the audience for questions as well. So you can get those on the Post-it notes that allegedly have been circulating around with some pens. Have they been? It has been done. They are circulating around. So if you like the analog thing, there you go. Good for you. But if you are a little more 2015, please tweet us your questions at hashtag AskKSA2015. 2015. It's 2015, people. Yeah. Anyway, let's get started.
Thanks so much, Keir. I also want to take a sec to thank everyone in attendance here because it's super important to know who you're electing. This is pretty much the most important thing that we as students and us as journalists can do is to inform you guys about who's running, why they're running, who they are, make sure you're voting for the right person. Awesome. So without further ado, if you'd like to start us with a 1 minute or less candidate introduction and statement.
All right, absolutely. So just to start off, for the viewers at home and for the members of the audience, I do have a really bad dry cough, so if I start coughing and it starts, starting to become distracting, please try to pretend like it didn't happen. Okay. So time starts now. I hope. So my name is Tashi Baransang. I'm a third-year business major. Basically, I'm the president of the Kwantlen Gaming Guild as well as the president of the Kwantlen Paintball Club. And over the year, I have established a strong student culture and community through these clubs. And my main objective is to take that level of club community and bring it to the campus level. Now, it's not going to be easy, and that's why I'm determined to do this, because it is hard. Because I know that there are very few people on this campus that can actually commit to doing something like this, and I am that person, all right? Couple other things is that I really want to listen to the students. I want to hear what they have to say. Over the last few days, I've talked to students on social media as well as here on campus. I've asked them what would they like to see on campus and what we can improve on. And I have 4 pages of notes. I'm going to go through that tonight, and I'm going to try my best to filter out what I can and can't do. All right, thanks.
Thanks so much. All right, we're going to our first question. What are some of your specific plans to improve student life on the Surrey campus?
All right, so basically what I've concluded is that the number one issue is the lack of student culture and community on campus. Like if you take a look at UBC or SFU, for example, their universities, their student associations, and their clubs are hosting these awesome, cool events. My friends have been bragging to me about it, and I wish I could say the same about Kwantlen. And starting this year, I want every single student to have the opportunity to take part in these awesome events that I have planned. And that could only happen if I am elected as Surrey rep. All right. Some of these events that people have asked me are like concerts. They want to see concerts on campus, and not just concerts with like 20, 30 students. Concerts with hundreds of students from around the campus, not just Surrey campus, but Langley, Richmond, Cloverdale, all coming to Surrey for one big concert. And that's just one event. Now, I have a ton of them written down. I've been brainstorming. I have a whole team backing me up, and this is something that I want to achieve, and this is something I really want to do. Thank you.
You mentioned some of your events are planned. How do you believe you could best use the Surrey campus and this location and this campus specifically to achieve some of those events?
So I've taken classes on all three of the major academic campuses, not Cloverdale. But what I've noticed is that the vast majority of the student population is mostly on Surrey and Richmond campuses. And although Richmond is a little bit far from me, I'm at Surrey campus about 5 days a week from, 10 a.m., 8 a.m. to about 8 p.m., all right? And Surrey campus is, it's not really an indoor campus. There's a lot of outdoor venues. There's the opportunity to do outside events. Like if there's a good sunny day, we live in Vancouver, but if there's a good sunny day, I'd like to host an outdoor event. For example, one of the ideas we had was a multicultural faith event where people from students with different cultures can come down, set up a booth, bring in their, ethnical food, some of their clothing, something they can talk about, and then do it here on Surrey campus because Kwantlen is one of the most diverse students, has one of the most diverse students on campus. All right, thanks.
That one went over really well with the people back there.
We like it too.
Yeah. So you mentioning the multicultural gatherings. A lot of the other candidates for other positions have been talking about inclusivity. How do you believe that you, as a Surrey rep, could best bring inclusivity to the events and the student life at Surrey campus?
All right. So, having run a club of 350 members, you got to be pretty inclusive to let that many members into a club that big, right? And I've taken inclusivity training. It's kind of boring, but I learned a ton from it. And I'd recommend anyone who's out there who's listening to this to take inclusivity training. It sounds boring, but what you learn from it will last forever. Like I've learned, some people think equality is what everyone needs. It's not that. It's equity. Everyone needs equity. All right, equity over equality. That's something you'll learn in inclusivity training. Another thing is the social justice room. If you guys know where that is, it's Birch 208. It's the social justice room. It's also the student clubs room. It's a place where students can find, where they can be included and not be excluded for their differences, whatever it is. They can feel included there. And now I want to turn that little space, that one room, and make it the entire campus. Why does it have to be one room? Why can't it be the entire campus? And through hosting these events where it's not specifically to one single club and it's open to all students, hopefully, we can promote social interactions with students on campus. All right, thanks.
What specific initiatives would you take to coordinate with some of the other campus representatives, the Richmond campus representative, the Cloverdale representative? How would you coordinate your efforts with them, and how would you best try to accentuate an intercommunication between the campuses?
I think communication is a really strong aspect of promoting student culture. If students don't know what's happening on campus, how would they ever come out to these events, right? And if I were to host an event here on Surrey campus, I would obviously have a strong network of communication with the Langley representatives as well as the Richmond representatives to inform them of any events we're hosting, as well as to inform the students here on Surrey campus about events that they're hosting. And if you look at some of the campuses, they're specific to what programs they're in. Like Langley is mostly nursing students. Richmond is mostly design students. And if we can have an event or activities that are, diverse and not specifically suited to one faculty, like an event that's open to all programs. So you don't have to be a design student. You don't have to be a business student to come out to this thing. You could be a student from any program and be able to come out to these events. And having a strong communication with the campus representatives would be one of the ways that we can achieve these goals. All right, thanks.
The laptop is... Yeah, it just went on sleep. I think it's fine, though. I don't think it's stopped. I'll now be turning to our social media and crowd correspondent, Yana, for any questions we've gathered for the Surrey campus representative debate. Ooh, yeah. Why, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, God. plethora. Thank you, guys. Again, great turnout for this debate. Thanks, everyone. Okay. Okay, so this is a broad question for all campus representatives, so you'll be hearing it again for the Richmond and Cloverdale debates. How will you improve the KSA? How will you improve the KSA to benefit clubs specifically? There's been a lot of talk about how the KSA and the clubs have interacted in the past. What would you do as Surrey campus representative to improve how the KSA handles clubs?
Do I need the mic?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. All right. So, having worked with a very large club, we're in constant communication with the KSA, and they're the ones who approve our budgets to host awesome events like Multiplayer Madness, Dawn of the Gaming Dead, Winter is Gaming. All these events, we had to go through the KSA. And some people think, these clubs run themselves. That's true, but the KSA has a huge say in what these clubs do. And if we can have we haven't had anything like this in the past, or from what I remember, but if we can have a meeting where all clubs can come together, speak with leaders of the KSA, and then have this on a regular basis so that clubs are not, solely promoting their events by themselves. They can get help from other clubs. They can they get help from the KSA to help promote their events. Because right now, in the past rather, a lot of the events I've promoted by myself. I handed over 1,000 flyers to students. 1,000 students, 1,000 flyers. And I did this over a period of a month just to promote one single event. And now if I had help from the KSA, from other student volunteers, this would have been a lot easier, and it would have been, it would have achieved the, I want to say so much more.
This damn shit. Yeah. All right, this is again another question from our audience. Are you aware of the current space issues with the student club room on Surrey campus, and what would you do as Surrey rep? What would you do about it?
So the student clubs room is over in the Birch building, right across the cafeteria on the second floor. And, some people don't know about it, but I've been in that room every single day of the week since March of last year. Okay? And if there's anyone who knows that club room more, it's got to be the members of the Kwantlen Gaming Guild. We're there every single day, and we, some people don't understand, there is a strong issue on campus, the lack of space. KPU's under a lot of stress for classrooms, et cetera. There just isn't enough space. The only way we can help the university find more space, specifically for the student clubs room, is if we work together with them, talk with them, find out because right now we're only seeing it from our own perspective. We need to see it from the university's perspective, what they're going through, and how we could work with them to get more space for student clubs. I'm aware on the Richmond campus there isn't a student clubs room, and we've been expanding over to Richmond, and right now we're just using the KSA lounge. All right, and I'm gonna have to cut it off there. Thanks.
Great. Yes, as the question was kind of directing, it's that student room that you're mentioning, the student club room, that's had some booking contentions apparently, and you're saying that as the gaming guild, you were there pretty much every day.
Yeah.
So is that for us to assume that
we didn't book the room? It's a room that's supposed to be inclusive to everyone. If you excluded people from the room, it wouldn't be an inclusive space, would it? Right. So basically, if we have an event where that's, like a meeting, for example, we have it booked, but we leave it open to anyone to come down. We don't tell people, go away. We've never told anyone to go away. We always say, if you're more than willing to come down, feel free to come down,
So when the question asks if you're aware of the current space issues, is that something that you'd say that you're aware of because there have been issues in the past, or because there haven't been? As you say that you're not pushing people away or moving people away from that room. Are you saying, yeah?
We're basically working together with other people that use that room. I know KPERG uses that room, and if they would like us to leave, totally okay. We will leave. We'll use the cafeteria. We'll use the Grassroots Cafe, whatever. Basically, it's just a place for us to come together, make friends, socialize, and at the same time, play some video games in between classes.
Cool.
Right.
Have there been issues with KPERG in that space before?
I mean, when you have two people sharing anything, two different people, organizations, whatever it is, like, you're sharing something with your sister or your brother, you're gonna tend to come through some conflicts. But eventually in the end, you do work something out, and that's what we've come to right now. We've worked something out, and we're working with them cooperatively. We're not fighting against them or anything. We're working with them cooperatively.
Great.
That's exactly what it is.
Awesome. Back to Yana for any social correspondence. Anything from Twitter? All right. If you want to read it out, and then I'll repeat it for the mic.
You talk about inclusivity, but yet the Gaming Guild doesn't have a good reputation with the social justice movement. How would you fix that?
So that question again is, our candidate talks about inclusivity, but who's that from? Can I attribute that to a specific tweeter? Kalika Electra. That's a wonderful name. So Kalika Electra at Twitter is talking about the candidate's experience with the Gaming Guild and the inclusivity on the, what's the name of the room? Social Justice Space. Social Justice Space. Would you like to address that from Twitter?
So this is something that we've talked about with our executive committee. It's a social justice space, which means, there's no talk about racism, no talk about sexism, nothing about discriminating people or oppression. Then again, if you think about the current gaming community, there's a lot of people, hashtag get wrecked, a lot of stuff that I wouldn't say over the mic right now. And that's what the gaming community is. It's people, they get really competitive. They're gonna start blurting out words that they shouldn't be saying. And over the few months that we've been there, we've strictly enforced the rules of the social justice room. I mean, if you go in there right now, you won't even know it's the Gaming Guild. You'd think like, oh wow, all these people are for social justice, and that's exactly what we try to do. Like, it's the social justice room. We respect everything in that room. If we want to do something that doesn't abide by the rules of the room, we'll simply leave the room and go somewhere else and do it. Yeah.
Thanks so much, and thank you, Yana. We'll be doing one more canned question and then opening it up for any more from social media or from the audience. Again, as we've talked with some of the other candidates, how would you work with the staff of the KSA staff to support them and create a positive working environment as a KSA rep?
Oh, no, I'm good. I think that actually makes it worse. So, working with the KSA staff, I would bring a lot of knowledge and experience to the table. I don't know how well they've interacted with these students on campus. Like, I've talked to over 1,000 random students, and had random conversations with them about Kwantlen and how their experiences are with Kwantlen and how they're doing. I asked them, what would they like to see that's improved on campus? What would they like to see that's different? Like, how are you doing? Like, are you having a good time here at Kwantlen? And most of them say, sort of, maybe. And when they say that, I ask them, how can we make them say yes? Like, yes, I'm proud to go to Kwantlen. Like, I love going there. And I don't just go there just to study. I like to go there to socialize and make friends. And that's an aspect that I haven't really seen in the KSA staff. Like, I haven't seen it. I've heard it being talked about, but there's a difference between saying it and doing it. All right, and I plan to do it.
Thank you so much. We'll open it for one last round from either social media or from the audience, if anyone's interested.
So, what role does safe space play on campus?
All right. Again, that's from Twitter. Can I get the name of that tweeter? Samantha Thompson. What role does safe places play, Yana? What safe places? What role does a safe place play on in campus, in your experience?
Safe space.
Safe place, safe space.
Safe space. It's very.
Peter Piper picked a peck.
By the seashore.
Yeah.
So having safe place, safe Safe space. Wow, everyone's gonna mess up on this all day. It's really important. Like, you have students who may not feel comfortable out in the student lounge, wherever. Having a place for all students, giving everyone the opportunity to find a safe space. I got it right this time. Safe space. Is really important, like, for their enjoyment and for their overall experience here at Kwantlen. My goals are to make every student feel proud to go here and take pride in what university they go to, and also have them enjoy going to this university. If they don't find a place where they can feel safe, as well as comfortable, and be able to just talk and just socialize with people who are just in that space, then what's the point of staying here on campus? You might as well just go straight home or go out with their friends and just come to school just to study and go to class. And that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get students to socialize, get together, and have fun.
Great. All right, thank you so much for being a part of this debate. We're going to let you close with any closing statements, anything you'd like to hit on before we dismiss the debate and come back for the Cloverdale-Richmond debate.
So I have a Facebook page. It's Tashi Bronsling for KSA Surrey Representative. If you want to get further contact with me, feel free to hit like on that page. Feel free to send me a message through Facebook, on my email. I'll also be walking around talking to students all around campus all week, as well as some of the other campuses like Richmond and Langley throughout the week. So if you ever see me, chances are I'll be looking like this about every single day for the rest of the week. If you see me, feel free to stop me in the hallways and say, "Hey Tashi, I'd like to see this happen on campus," and I will have my handy dandy notebook ready to write down all your suggestions. Because here's the thing, as representative, you're supposed to be representing the campus and the students that are there. How could you do that if you don't talk to the students? All right, and I want to talk to the students, hear from them, and hear what they have to say. And I value all your voices. So if you guys say anything, I will take it into strong consideration. I'll take it seriously. All right, thank you.
Thanks so much, Tashi. Can I get a time? What time is it?
It is 5 to 1.
It's 5 to 1 now, and we'll be coming back at 1:10, so about a 15-minute break. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. 15-minute break for our Cloverdale-Richmond representatives debate. Thanks again, Tashi. And again, thanks everyone for coming out. Hope to see you again. Nothing to do with this one. Hey, great job.
Thanks.
Questions for campus reps. That'll stay. Ooh, I want that thing. Yana, do you have the sheet with the candidates?
Yeah. So like,
Kier's always taking it from me. Kier. Thank you so much. Stop taking this from me. Sorry, it's alright. Did
I take them?
Are you having a... Oh, shoot, sorry. I would like to watch that video.
Yeah, is that going to be posted on YouTube later?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, sure.
The
first half is the first quarter of it will be really short.
Was I in that part?
No, you were. But yeah, if the rest of it will be audible. It's good.
Find out where there is.
Like the whole world, like Times Square. Like in space.
Everything I can think of. Exactly. Like, I can understand, like,
once I get them, yeah, because I just picked them
I get that.
And I'm like, oh, this is cheap, don't worry. I'm like, okay, like,
Yeah, see, but
The mic.
just in general?
Yeah, just sitting aside here without even looking up.
Sure.
I saw this.
Just be sitting here,
Yeah.
waiting, so I can.
From there.
Yeah, I was wondering if you could take it like from the low level, sort of, like
Yeah.
this way. And we take flash out, so thanks a lot.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. There we go.
Thanks a lot, man. Thank you.
Hey, Jim.
Coffee, water. Isn't that like Starbucks? Yeah,
Well, it's like Seattle's most well-known coffee. It doesn't mean it's the best.
But
coffee.
like, is it that they don't have like trademark?
Oh, is that actually what they say? Seattle's best coffee?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, they always say it, don't they?
I don't know. We got 20 minutes. The guy that used the picture you just taken?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You just brought him over to me. How am I supposed to know his name? Is he one of the... I don't know.
It's just a stranger.
As far as I know. Mark Stewart is currently threatening the lives of pretty much like every student at Kwantlen with his candid use of military grades plutonium. He says he's in it to create just legions of mermen. Oh, that's Abdul? The one who just missed his? What? No, we shouldn't be letting people take pictures with the microphone.
We can
Wow.
And he was once given like some stationary stuff he had to get, and yeah, and they didn't do it, I guess. And so it was like on pens and business cards and notepads and.
From the desk of Brian Sage. I really think this was the best idea.
We'll just start.
Cool, let's go.
You're working?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah, I'll just do it now.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to get started with Cloverdale Campus Representative Debate. Morgan. Oh, hey, it's working.
Hey.
Yeah, that's weird.
Not
Okay, so thanks so much, guys, for sticking around for, I guess, this entire time, some of you. Yeah. Thank me. Because I've been here too. Okay, so we're about to move on. Let me feel Max. We're about to go on to the campus representatives for Richmond and Cloverdale campus. Chanel Kwong, she is the Richmond candidate. However, she did submit her regrets. She is in class right now.
And where is she in class?
The
Richmond campus.
The Richmond campus. Wow, talk about devotion. Okay, so I'm gonna read off the rules. So you're gonna have 1 minute for your opening statement, and that's gonna for an opening statement. And at the end of that minute, Scott Brooks, our timekeeper, will raise his hand to let you know that you have 10 seconds left to complete your opening statement. After that, you'll be prompted to answer canned questions that we've designed, and same deal. You have a minute. At the end of that minute, Scott will raise his hand. You have 10 seconds to answer that question. And other than those, you'll also be prompted to maybe answer some audience questions. From here, we have sticky notes circulating around. If you want to write your question down on a sticky note, pass it down to Yana, our social media correspondent. And speaking of social media, Yana will also be sifting tweets from Twitter because, guys, it's 2015, and you can ask questions on Twitter, and you can using the hashtag. I was just getting to that. You can use the hashtag #AskKSA2015 from your toilet, from your bed, from your kitchen, in your head. Okay. Let's get started.
Thanks so much, Kier. And again, I want to say thanks everyone for being in attendance here. It's super important to know who you're electing for your representatives, even if it's student governments. It's super important. Okay, so we have our Cloverdale representative here, Morgan McKee. We're going to start with up to 1 minute of introduction as a candidate.
Okay, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Morgan. I'm running for Cloverdale Road. And this is my second time I'm running, or I guess it's my third. My first term was as a business officer a couple of years ago. So this time I decided to run for Cloverdale. I wanted to visit the campus and really hear what students have to say out there. I've served on a number of committees, the university, student at large stuff, clubs, we did a number of conferences of the KBSA club.
All right, so we're starting with a few of our prepared questions, and then we've got some audience questions, and perhaps even some social media questions. All right, so our first question for the Cloverdale campus representative is, what are your specific plans, if any, to improve student life at the Cloverdale campus?
I think because the Cloverdale campus is, the location is near the field in the back, it's so wide, there's a lot of nature around it. I know there's specifically, I'd like to work on the beehives out on that campus, because the population is declining. And I feel that compared to the other campuses, a lot of natural resources although that would really improve the population. But specifically, I'd like to work with the students at Cloverdale to work for more faculty-related improvements to the trades and the program that they have out there. You see if you can improve the tools and technology that they use for the program.
In your experience, has the KSA been active on your campus in the past? And if not, how so? And we should have implemented.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? Sorry, the involvement of the KSA.
Have you noticed that the KSA is or is not involved at your campus, and how so?
I think the improvement in the last few years in general with the KSA has really brought out a lot more involvement at the Cloverdale campus, and just as a whole. It's nice to see that there's more attention being focused on the Cloverdale campus, and there's more diversity represented on the council to recognize that. So I think that there has been a presence, and it's improved in the last couple of years.
This is a question submitted to the audience from Pender. As someone who organizes events for a club on campus, I have found that booking rooms or spaces on campus is very difficult. What would you as a campus rep do to help with this issue?
That's a really good question, because I struggle with that myself. I really wish that there were more spaces that are available. It's really frustrating when you have an event and you really want to, you're super excited and you're super committed and you're super motivated, and then you kind of, there just isn't the resources available that you need. So I think that requires a meeting with the facility coordinator and sitting down and saying, what can we work out as a long-term plan? Because this is obviously an ongoing problem and we need to find a long-term solution.
Have you been involved with any events on the Cloverdale campus in the past? And do you have any plans for events on the campus in the future? And how would you use that campus specifically to draw attention to things?
Okay, so the first part of the question was, have I been involved with Cloverdale events in the past? I'm new to the area, so my involvement with the Cloverdale campus is rather limited. The experiences that they have, they're pleasant experiences. And the second part of your question?
Do you have any plans for events?
I'd like to improve, so during the exam periods at times, for the trades trade students, there's a lot of pressure on them. And I know that other universities or other institutions have kind of like exam, like go packs and stuff like that they have for students that maybe need to have a little bit more nutrition, that they're just not able to have the time to meal plan and in addition to all their studies and the rest of their life that they're balancing. So something towards giving students greater resources when surrounding their exams and having to be successful in their exams.
All right, so this is kind of related to what you're saying. And it's another question from our audience. How will you improve how the KSA benefits clubs, so student clubs and student society specifically? What will you do as a student representative of the Cloverdale to help benefit clubs?
So I think going along with the other question that was answered about the having more spaces, that's definitely important. I think offering, I think improving the awareness about what resources are available to students for starting clubs, I think is a huge target that I'd like to approach. A lot of students may not be aware of the fact that there is a budget for students to use, and there is resources out there for them to start up a club and not to be afraid when they're new on campus. So really improving the awareness about how to start a club and to really be supportive of that process.
There's been a lot of talk about inclusivity lately. What would you do as a rep to support and bring inclusivity to what you're doing?
I think the diversity that we have on the other campuses is well represented. I think the Cloverdale campus could improve in terms of inclusivity. So I think that stems from increasing awareness. So be it through campaigns, be it through events, more workshops and stuff like that, and just improving the awareness of those events, improving the awareness of those workshops. It's difficult, I know, because obviously a lot of students, they travel far distance to get there. But at the end of the day, I think everyone needs to make time for these kinds of these issues. They're important, and I think that the work that's been done so far with inclusivity workshops that are available, it's been great. But there's always room for improvement.
This is another question from our audience. Because right now the campuses operate each as their own identity, each as their own entity. As a KSA campus representative, what would you do to promote campus unity?
Is that campus unity? I think that the question is asking in terms of campus unity within all campuses. So they're bringing in all campuses. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's actually a very interesting perspective. And I think that's really important. And to be honest, coming from the KSA as I was before, I was a business representative, so I didn't have a lot of experience working with the different campus representatives and seeing them really work together. And it'd be really, really fantastic for myself and if I'm successful in this election and the other campus representatives to really work out a plan, long-term plan, like where do we see ourselves as an entire institution in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, and kind of work towards a greater relationship between the different institutions. Right now it's so segregated because there's certain faculties that are at Cloverdale, that certain faculties that are at Richmond, and so just because they're on different campuses doesn't mean that we're not all students.
I'd like to open it up to our live audience and our Twitter audience once more. If we've got anything new on social media now? Daniel? Thank you. Okay, so this is submitted anonymously from the others. Oh, thank you, Jessica. That's from our president, just one. Some of the most successful events at Cloverdale include the Move Our Cities campaign. If elected, will you advocate for better transit for our students?
Absolutely. Is that even a question? No, I mean that with respect. That's about it.
How will you?
Oh, how will I? I think improving awareness is obviously, I just keep reiterating everything, but that's one of the main things. Having a lot of student support in trying to promote this kind of initiative is so important because it really shows the community and shows the institution that we're serious and that we do need to approach this and find a solution and a long-term solution and make it one that's really feasible for all students, no matter whether they're on the mainland. We cater to everyone. That's part of equality. It's how equal opportunities to achieve accessibility.
So our last question for the Cloverdale campus representative will be, you mentioned previously that the KSA had improving their outreach to Cloverdale in the last couple of years. Could you name something specifically that they've done that you've seen is working well and that you want to continue as Cloverdale campus work?
Not specifically, but in terms as a whole, I think that the amount of consideration given to Cloverdale has been improved in terms of how will this affect Cloverdale students, how does this affect all students living in Cloverdale, and not just like the Surrey campus or Richmond campus, which are predominantly what their main focuses. So inclusion of the Cloverdale campus has been more of a concern for members on council, as well as considering the different services and possible resources that could be improved on the campus. There's been a lot more talk about that. In terms of actual events, I haven't seen a significant number of events. But in terms of the support of those events, I've seen a lot more. So that's really.
All right, thank you so much, Morgan. Before we give you one more minute for any closing statements to wrap up this debate, I just want to let everyone know that we'll be taking a quick, 10-minute break before coming back for our constituency representative debates. Thank you so much. Is there anything you'd like to say to wrap up this debate?
No, just that if anyone has any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to reach out to me.
All right, round of applause for. Cool. 10-minute break.
So, moving tables. Moving tables, and you said that now?
Which is the first constituency that's up?
Sorry?
Which is the first constituency that's up?
They're going to be all at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Because there's only one of every one, I think. Yeah. The only two contested things were students of color constituency. Oh, so wait, no, sorry, they'd be up first.
Oh.
Yeah. Assuming that they show up.
Yeah. Okay, so.
I'm gonna head out for a bit.
Cool. The Daniel really
Oh, that's
No worries, it's fun. What's cable?
It's really easy to like
Was there no way?
The next one will be sometime this semester. We're doing honestly, I just hate
you're running for
The last time we were talking
like so much so that yeah, but like when you're in the program, there's everything like so like it's they all are one thing. It's one class. So then I'm not so I'm supposed to
So how does this like work? Like that part
How's it
yes, that's what
we're about to get started, so if you want to you want to yeah.
But I've learned so much.
Are we live? Already? Yep. It's just, there's a... Oh yeah, that's gonna be me.
Yeah, but like,
Okay, everyone, we're going to get started again with the Students of Color Constituency Representative Debates. How's everyone doing? Thanks for sticking around, everyone. My name is Kier, coordinating editor of the newspaper. And for all of you at home, hi. Glad to know you're sticking around too. Glad to know that you stuck around for the time that the sound started. Yeah, so that's kind of a thing. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you guys the rules now. So you're both going to have an opportunity to provide 1 minute opening statement. At the end of that minute, our timekeeper Scott Brooks here, he will raise his hand just like that, kind of. That'll let you know that you have 10 seconds to complete your statement. After that, we're going to start. I'm going to start asking 10 questions that the runner has created, and much in the same way, you will have a minute to answer your question. And at the minute mark, Scott will raise his hand. You'll have 10 seconds to answer, and we're going to alternate between the
Tobin.
Okay, okay. And then we're going to go to the then with this so everyone has a chance to answer first. Okay. On top of that, we're also going to be sourcing questions from the audience. Allegedly, there is still a sticky notepad circulating around the audience here. Yes. Yeah. So you can write your questions on those and pass it all the way down to Young Summers here, our social media specialist, and she'll vet them and pretty much read those ones. And as well, because once again it is 2015, you could tweet all of the questions to us live on Twitter at runnermag using the hashtag #AskKSA2015. Right? 2015. Let's get started. Okay. So Jojo, do you want to open this?
Yes. Okay. My name is Tobeli Lempofu. I'm a third year political science student, and I am running for this position because I think with 3 years of being at Kwantlen University, I've learned a lot about leadership, and I am ready to assume the position. Currently, I am the leader of the political science lab, and I am acting as the vice president. And through that process, I've learned how to organize events, and we've seen some events being put on campus, which has been an improvement from the previous years. And as the students of color constituency rep, I would like to put forth some programs that I would like to see being implemented. And there are 4 of those. That is the Adopt 2 Friends program, which I will explain later as the questions come. And I'll also like to see a multicultural event plan.
Go ahead. Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Daniel Ali and I'm a first East College representative. I just want to talk a little bit about that title. I mean, that title is fairly broad. You could also say student or anti-oppression representative, anti-racism, anti-discrimination. And I feel like I'd be a really good fit being students of public representative because I've been working very closely with Kwantlen Public Interest Research Group as an events and program coordinator, doing lots of events within the campus throughout the year. I actually have an event going on right now. It's called Migrant Justice. So it's basically touching keynote topics for immigrants. I've done planning within the Black History Month events coming up next week. So I'm fairly integrated into what's been actually going on in the school. And I understand that the school, I feel, needs to diversify a little bit more. And that being said, I would like to implement a multicultural festival. But more importantly, I'm transparent. I want to hear what you guys as students have to say.
Thank you very much. First question. What is the biggest barrier facing your constituency at KPE?
The biggest barrier has been gathering people around to form some events. Like last year, we all know that the person who had this position didn't do anything at all. He didn't see it in meetings, he didn't plan anything. And also, one of the barriers is to bring all students of color together. Like, diversity is important in planning and also in implementing events. Of course, I'm of African extraction, but it would be nice if the events that I plan, if I were to be elected for this position, were to have input from students of Chinese origin, Indians, of Caribbean descent, and everyone, because I think that is important and that has been left with.
Thank
you. So, barriers as far as students of color? Yes. I would say, like I said before, diversity and inclusivity. Now, there has been a number of events that's happened throughout the year, and like Toby was saying, there's the attendance has been lacking. And I feel that has to do a lot with the state of minds of the actual students coming to school here. Like, a lot of people I know just come to school here, they go to class, and they leave. But you have to give them a reason to stay. You have to give them a reason to come to these events. You have to give them a reason to want to come to these events. So I have some promotional techniques in place, lobbying professors, other sort of things, to get the word out there so that we can actually become more diverse.
Thank you. What do you think the role of a constituency rep is, beyond representing the constituency?
Well, fairly easy question. I would say just be as transparent as possible. Be a resource for the students at all times. I'm a fairly open book. I give knowledge to anyone who seeks it. And if I don't know, that's not to do it. No, but I am an open book, and I try to be as much as possible. I've only been here 6 months, and I've learned more than the 3 years that I spent at the University of Manitoba studying there. And that being said, this school is amazing compared to the 3 years. In the 6 months that I've been here, I've done 3 times more things than I did in the 3 years that I did at the University of Manitoba. And that says a lot about the initiative of the key people who built, especially the Kwantlen Student Association, and their investment in the school. And you can see it shows. Like, look around you. Like, everybody, look at each other. Look at what you guys have done here. It's amazing. The school is amazing.
Thank you. The question is, what do you think the role of the constituency rep is beyond representing your constituency?
Beyond representing my constituency, I think the constituency rep has to bring all people together. It is important that you unite all people, and also to work with already existing communities that are not only at Kwantlen but outside of Kwantlen. There are festivals that happen during the summer. We would like to at least have students of Kwantlen be involved in that. We would also like to provide services for students of color. I also understand that most of international students already are students of color. So working together with some constituencies, I think, will be very helpful in helping the students of color.
Thank you. We'll now take some questions from the audience. Is there anything that has been, social media or analog posted? So, what sets you apart from the other candidates?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I am a nice person, genuine, and I like all people. As a student of color, I only don't mean to represent people who are like me. I want to represent all kinds of people. And I am a proponent of inclusivity and also a proponent of diversity. So I think that will set me apart as different from other candidates. And I don't want to make my promises that I cannot keep, but I can promise that I'll attend all meetings, and the programs that I want to put in place, I'll make sure that they happen. The program that I told you about, the Adopt Two Friends program, that will be meant for a student like me. Okay, I'll continue that.
What sets you apart from the other candidates?
Well, first of all, I don't really know the other candidates too well. That being said, what I can promise you guys is that I will implement a multicultural festival to diversify the campus. But more importantly, I feel like I'm approachable. I'm an open book. And that being said, I'm a resource for any students of color, for any students within the campus. And I think that transparency will accentuate be that much more when if I can have students of color.
This question is directed being a leader of K-12, how do you think you would do as
color? I think that I will fit the position very well, being well versed within papers and reading. That being said, I have been a part, have had a large part of the events that paper has been put on. Like I said, the Black History event that are coming up next week. We have a Limits to Growth series event coming up in March, and just well integrated. It will be a very neat transition from moving paper to KSA. Because after April, I'm actually going to be part of paper. So, well, I'll always be part of paper. I will have the KSA logo on my shirt after April. But whether I in this constituency or not, I don't like the word kid. Whether I'm elected, whether you're elected, I just want you to know as a candidate, and for my other candidate, that whoever is constituency representative for students of color, I hope that we work together. Because really we need all hands on deck to make this school as diverse as possible. So I'm hoping to do it.
Thank you. The next one is start with this question. How do you plan on making sure your constituency is represented?
Being present. Constantly hosting events, constantly just being on campus, being here for the students of color. Simple.
How would you plan on making sure your constituency is represented?
Just like Dan said, the first step to that is to be present and be active within campus life and in planning activities.
And again, if you take on other roles, let's say in a council, how would you balance that with your elected role?
I think my elected role will come first because I am running specifically to represent the students of color who are Kwantlen students. While I would like to contribute to other areas of Kwantlen student life, the students of color will be my first priority, and I'll make sure that I'll put their needs first before anything else.
So if you take on other